This year, the iPhone 15 series is rumored to bring in many changes that I am specifically super excited about. And more importantly, reports suggest that the iPhone 15 production has already started in India. So Apple wants Foxconn in Sri Perumbudur to actually produce the iPhone 15 phones at the same time as China and bring it to launch as well. And since the launch is just around the corner, I wanted to discuss all the iPhone 15 rumors with you and all that we can expect in the next iPhone 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. If you're here for the very first time, I'm Ershad. You're watching Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. Now before we start talking about the phones themselves, when is it launching? Well, there are many conflicting reports. Some say that they're launching on September 12th or September 13th, and some say that it could be delayed by at least a week because of some, production issues. But Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, who's always been spot on about iPhone predictions, says that, the launch will actually happen on 12th or 13th and the sale will happen on 22nd. Now, what are the common upgrades that are expected on the base iPhone 15 variants and the iPhone 15 Pro variants? Let's talk about that. Because of the European Union's law, the very first change is something that we all are probably excited about, and that is the fact that Type-C is definitely coming to the 15, the 15 Plus, the Pro and the Pro Max. Now, around that Type-C rumor itself, there's another very interesting allied rumor which suggests that Apple might relaunch the iPhone 14 series with Type-C as well. So if you're planning on buying an iPhone 14 right now, just hold on to that thought because the Type-C one is coming really soon. And there are some really strong rumors and pictures of the USB Type-C cable that have started leaking. And interestingly, this cable is going to be braided and apparently 1.5 meters long. And more importantly, it's also going to be color coded. That is something that a lot of Apple fans have been asking for a while now. Now, there are a couple of points to talk about this Type-C implementation. Apparently, the 15 and the 15 Plus, the base variants of the iPhone, will come with USB 2.0 speeds, whereas it could be faster, basically USB 3.0 or 3.1 on the Pro variants. Now, that'll obviously be a huge bummer. Now, moving on from the Type-C rumor, another rumor suggests that there will be battery efficiency across the board. And that is something I think a lot of iPhone 14 Pro users will be very happy to hear about, because the 14 Pro and the Pro Max's battery life was actually worse off compared to the 13 Pro and Pro Max. Now, this rumor states that the battery efficiencies will come from the fact that Apple will use more power efficient OLED displays on all the phones. Now, that'll of course be great, but now since we are talking about battery and battery efficiency, there's another rumor about battery that has me slightly excited. If it comes true, it'll be great. And that is the fact that Apple could actually use faster 35-watt charging this time around. And if I have to guess it, it will be limited to the Pro models, but it is still unclear if it's only going to be for the Pro models or for all the models in the lineup. Now, there were some rumors suggesting that Apple is working on its own in-house 5G modems for its iPhones. Now, that was expected to come in the 2023 iPhones itself, but it could be delayed and that could be moved to the 2024 iPhones, basically the iPhone 16 series. So the iPhone 15 series will continue to use Qualcomm's 5G modems, which has been the case since the first iPhone with 5G was announced. Now, remember, with the iPhone 14 series, Apple removed the SIM card tray entirely in the US. Well, that could be extended to a few more countries with the 15 and the 15 Pro. Apple is really looking forward to pushing the button on a portless future. Portless. See what I did there? Also, another interesting rumor suggests that the iPhone 15 series will come with an enhanced ultra-wide band chip because it could work in tandem with the Vision Pro, which has of course been announced already. By the way, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has another great news for us. Remember when Apple launched the iPhone 14 and the 14 Plus? They could actually be opened from both the front and the back. This might extend to all the models, the iPhone 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max now. Also an iPhone 15 Ultra if that ever becomes true. Now, how does that help for end users? Well, there will be lower repair fees because you can open it from both the sides basically. Okay, now let's talk about the upgrades that are going to be specific to the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus. The very first one is something that we all expected. The 15 and the 15 Plus will also now come with Dynamic Island, which was introduced with the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max. There are some color options that are being floated around about the 15 and the 15 Plus. There's going to be a new dark pink variant and a new light blue color as well. Until now, the Pro variants had a frosted glass back, right? Now, apparently the 15 and the 15 Plus could also come with a frosted glass back, but this is a very unsubstantiated rumor, so we're not so sure that if it will exactly happen, because until now, whatever I've said, they could actually happen, but this one we're still a little skeptical about. Another rumor that is slightly interesting is the fact that the size of the base iPhone 15 could go up, like the screen size could go up from 6.1 inches to 6.2 inches. Why would this be the case? I'm not so sure of. Do you want to guess? Let me know in the comments below what you think is the reason for this. Now, Ming-Chi Kuo, another great Apple analyst who's generally been spot on about his predictions of what's going to happen with the next generation iPhones, says that the iPhone 15 and the 15 Plus could actually have a 48 megapixel primary camera, similar to what was introduced with the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max. But there is a caveat that he attaches along with it. He says that the sensor might not be the same and it might actually be smaller. Now, of course, the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus will also get the A16 Bionic this year, whereas the Pro models will end up getting the A17 Bionic. Of course, the A16 Bionic is still very powerful, so that shouldn't be too much of a cause of concern. But more importantly, Apple might not increase the price. It will start at probably $799 itself. But the base variant, there are rumors that strongly suggest could go up from 128GB to 256GB. So more storage for the same price would be fantastic actually. And considering they're actually making the phones in India, that could really be possible. Alright, let's talk about the Pro models now. And of course, the Pro models are generally the ones that are the most exciting in terms of upgrades. The very first thing that you need to know is that both the Pro and the Pro Max will be powered by the A17 Bionic, which is rumored to be based on TSMC's 3nm fabrication process. Here's one rumor that could be very interesting for many Pro and Pro Max users. The iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max could have slimmer bezels than the 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max, at least according to what the renders suggest. I'm sure that a certain ICE universe will be really happy to know about this. Also, for this chassis, this time around the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max could come with titanium instead of stainless steel. Oh, by the way, the mute switch is apparently going to be replaced by an action button. So with this action button, you will be able to custom code it to, say, open the camera, turn on the flashlight, or even run shortcuts. Also, a tiny bit of detail that certain case leaks and rumors suggest is that the volume button and the power button could be positioned slightly lower than the iPhone 14 Pro models. It's not going to change how you use the phone, and it could also be because of the changes in design that are happening as well. Now, like I mentioned, Ming-Chi Kuo suggests that the iPhone 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max could come with faster Type-C ports, so Type-C 3.2 or Thunderbolt 3 is possible. Oh, also there are certain rumors suggesting that the Pro Max could be called Ultra, so 15 Pro Max won't exist and a 15 Ultra could exist, very similar to the Apple Watch Ultra. Now, one rumor that I am not particularly happy about because I use the smaller Pro phone is that apparently only the 15 Pro Max could get a periscope lens this time around. So more zoom, maybe 5x or 10x, but the 15 Pro will not. And that is why it could be called the Ultra. And that's disappointing to me. Then I will have to switch to a bigger phone even if I don't want to. So yeah, this time around it could be the 15 Pro Max ending up being my primary. Also, certain leaked iPhone 15 Pro Wi-Fi chip diagrams suggest that the iPhone 15 Pro series could adopt the Wi-Fi 6E standard, but again, it could be limited only to the Pro variants. By the way, I had done a short video where I explained how the iPhone 15 Pro series could be more expensive this year. The iPhone 15's price will be unchanged, but the 15 Pro could be more expensive. Of course, the base storage variant could go up higher, but the iPhone 15 Pro could go up in cost by $100 and the 15 Pro Max by $200. Alright, I had to make a separate video of all the leaks and rumors surrounding the iPhone 15 series because there's a lot to talk about, of course, because there are a lot of changes that are happening, especially with that Type-C coming in. I'm really excited. But you know what? You should actually bookmark this video, save this video somewhere, primarily because I'm going to be using this as a tool for actually sharing more iPhone leaks and rumors until the last day of the launch, because lot of information comes through the cracks till the last minute. So we'll add a pinned comment and keep updating that for whenever any new rumor comes in, and we can have a discussion there. So hopefully, I hope that this video was informative enough for you, and if it was, do give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.